Hi, my name is Kayleigh, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install your bass knob. You have two options. You can either install it right here in one of your blanks, or if you don't feel like going through that entire process, you can just take it and mount it right here with two screws. Okay, so first you're going to come over here and you're going to pop this panel forward. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and run my hand behind here. And I'm going to use both hands, one to push this panel forward and one to pull it forward. It can be a little difficult, just make sure you're careful. Just like so. Okay, so I have completely disconnected my harnesses and removed my panel. So to remove the blank, you're going to be pushing in on these two tabs on the sides. It can be a little bit frustrating, just make sure to take your time and not to break your little tabs on the side. Alright, so you can go ahead and take two small flathead screwdrivers and push them in right there, and then just squeeze your tabs very gently, and you might need a third hand, just like that, to help you push out your blank. Okay, so for my next step, I'm going to go ahead and take a razor, and I'm kind of going to gut my blank. I'm going to use this as my guide right here, and I'm just going to take out all of the inside from here down.
Alright, so before you start this process, we suggest watching this process a couple of times to be sure you're cutting the correct part of the blank. Alright, so this requires patience and a new blade. Slowly cut the blank as shown here. Be sure you're not cutting away the part of the blank with the locking tabs. Cut straight down on each side and then cut out the bottom piece of plastic as you see here. Again, take your time. You'll need to remove the center part of the blank and then be sure to remove as much of the plastic as possible to create a flat mounting location. Replacement blanks are generally available online. Okay, and then finally, you're going to drill a hole down the center of your blank. The hole is going to be 1/4 of an inch in diameter. Some customers don't want to take the time for a clean custom look. Not a big deal. You can mount the bass knob under the dash to the right, to the right of the hood release. Simply take two screws and attach underneath the dash.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take apart my bass knob so I can insert it into my blank. That comes off. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to loosen up this nut right here. Alright, so now that this nut right here is loosened, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to bend these little tabs a little bit so I can slide out my bass knob. Just like that. Okay, so now that my bass knob is removed, I'm going to go ahead and tighten up this nut right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert my bass knob into my blank. I want the black part on top and I want my arrow right here facing up. And now I want to make sure I turn my knob all the way to the right, and then my plastic cover, I'm going to put it on, and I want to make sure the little dot on there is about at 5 o'clock. Alright, so now that my bass knob is completely inside my blank, I'm going to make sure my arrow is pointing up, and I can go ahead and click that back into place. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my bass knob wiring, and I'm going to run it through here and plug it into my bass knob. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and run my bass knob wiring. I'm going to come up and under here, reach through, and now I can go ahead and plug it into my bass knob. Okay, so for those of you without power seats, I'm going to take the rest of my wire, I'm going to bunch it up right here. And then I'm going to start tucking the rest of it here. And then at this point, if your amp is under your seat, I want to take about 2 feet and give me that much room to slide it underneath and connect to my amp. All right, now, so for those of you who have power seats and your amp is behind your back seat, you're going to take the rest of your wiring and start routing it towards your back seat. All right, now to finish routing, I'm gonna go ahead and push it up through right here like I did with my plug and play wiring on the other side, and then pull it over to my amp. Okay, now for the time being, I'm going to leave all of this exposed. I'm gonna go get my amp rack and get that installed into my truck, and then we will proceed from there.